Have you ever thought about your mind? Not just what you think, but what the mind itself actually is. We often equate our mind with our intelligence. But what if I told you that's not the whole story? It might sound strange, but the mind itself is not your true intelligence. Sure, the mind can be intellectual. It can solve problems, memorize facts, and build complex arguments. You can become a great scholar, a brilliant professor, or a celebrated philosopher, simply by playing with words and rearranging ideas that aren't originally yours. This is intellectuality, and it's largely mechanical. The intellect is a master of borrowing. It collects information, sorts it, and presents it. But it doesn't create anything truly new. Real intelligence is different. It's a vision, an insight. It's the direct capacity to see into the heart of things, to understand from within. Intelligence is something you're born with, an innate quality of your being. It doesn't rely on borrowed knowledge, it sees for itself. So while your mind can be intellectual, your true intelligence lies deeper, waiting to be discovered. This brings us to another crucial question. Are mind and consciousness the same thing? Or is a silent, focused mind what we call consciousness? It really depends on how you define them. For me, the distinction is fundamental. The mind is everything that has been given to you. Think about it. Your beliefs, your opinions, your culture, your language, it's all been cultivated and handed down by society. Your education, your upbringing, your religion, they all build a specific kind of mind within you. The mind is the outer layer, the circumference of your being, a social byproduct. This is why minds are so different across the world, because societies and conditionings are different. Consciousness, on the other hand, is your very nature. It's the core of who you are, what you were before the world started telling you who you should be. Consciousness is one, indivisible. It's the pure, untainted awareness that exists beneath all the layers of the mind. And here's the key, until this constructed mind dissolves, you can't turn inward. You can't truly know your authentic being. So, how do we get past the mind? We meditate. To meditate is to journey beyond the mind. The mind itself is never meditative. It's never truly silent. The very nature of the mind is to think, to chatter, to analyze. To speak of a silent mind is a contradiction, like saying a healthy disease. It just doesn't make sense. When there is true silence, the mind is absent. And when the mind is active, silence is impossible. The mind asterisk is asterisk the disturbance. So meditation isn't a state asterisk of asterisk the mind. It's the state of asterisk no dash mind asterisk. It's a state where the society within you, the conditioning, the constant internal dialogue all fall away. What's left? Just you, pure, simple, uncomplicated awareness. Now, when we talk about awareness, it's important to get it right. True awareness isn't forceful or strained. It's a relaxed awareness. As soon as you add tension, awareness becomes effort, and effort is the enemy of awareness. It destroys the very thing you're trying to cultivate. So remember these two things: be aware and be relaxed. Awareness blossoms only in a state of relaxation. Think about your body right now. Wherever you feel tension in your shoulders, your jaw, your brow, just let it go. Release it. Let your whole body be at ease. In that state of ease, awareness grows naturally, without you having to strive for it. Effortless awareness might sound like a paradox, but once you get a taste of it, you'll understand. Awareness isn't something you asterisk, do asterisk, it's something you asterisk, allow asterisk. It's a passive watchfulness, and it's okay if you forget. If you're trying to watch your thoughts and you get lost in them for a few minutes, that's perfectly fine. The moment you remember, you simply begin watching again, without any judgment. This is meditation, a passive, relaxed awareness. You accept life as it comes, and from this acceptance, a quiet joy begins to arise from deep within. Let's explore this idea further. Whatever happens around you, whatever you experience in the world, actually begins in your mind. The mind is the projector, and the world is simply the screen. If the movie you're watching is ugly or painful, what's the solution? You don't try to change the screen. You change the film in the projector. If your experience of life feels like hell, the only way out is to change the mind. But here's the trap we all fall into. We think we asterisk our asterisk the mind. So when someone says drop the mind, it feels like they're asking you to drop yourself. How can you do that? This fundamental misunderstanding, this illusion of identity, is the root of so much of our suffering. You are not the mind. You have simply identified with it so deeply that you can't unsee where it ends and you begin. Meditation is the practice that gives you glimpses of this truth. It creates small gaps, moments where the mind stops its constant chatter, yet you are still there. You remain. And in that moment, you realize you are more alive, more vibrant, more overflowing with energy than ever before. Even a single fleeting glimpse of the feeling, I am, without the mind, is enough to begin the journey back to your true self. So how do you drop the mind if you can't drop yourself? You start by dropping the identification. Stop believing you are your thoughts. Instead, become the watcher. Imagine you're sitting on a hill, peacefully observing the traffic of thoughts moving through the valley below. You don't get involved. You don't judge the thoughts as good or bad, right or wrong. You simply witness them, like clouds passing in the sky. In that pure, non-judgmental witnessing, a miracle happens. The mind begins to dissolve. The thoughts lose their power over you. And what are you left with? Pure existence. Just breathing, alive, utterly present in this moment, beyond the constructs of time. You realize the mind was just an illusion, a beautiful but empty soap bubble floating on a river. When it bursts, what remains is the vast, silent, peaceful emptiness of your true being. Now I want to be clear. I'm not against the mind. The mind is an incredible tool. I am simply trying to show you what it is, so you can see it clearly. When you truly understand the nature of the mind, you naturally move beyond its grip. The problem isn't using or misusing the mind. The problem is the mind itself being in charge. You cannot truly use the mind until you know how to be without it. Otherwise, the mind uses you. And it's very clever. It will deceive you into thinking, I am in control. I am using my mind to achieve my goals. But if you watch closely, you'll see that the mind has become the master. And you have become the slave, constantly reacting to its demands, fears, and desires. Only when you can stand apart from it, when you know with absolute certainty that you are not your mind, can you finally use it as the magnificent instrument it was meant to be? Then, and only then, the mind becomes a servant. It works for you, not the other way around. And you at last are free. Thank you for joining me on this exploration today. Have you ever wondered why some of the smartest people you know make the absolute dumbest choices? Or why someone with zero formal education can demonstrate a kind of wisdom that no textbook could ever teach? It's because of a fundamental misunderstanding we all carry. Your mind is not your intelligence. And today, we're going to break that illusion for good. From the moment we're born, we're taught that intelligence is the mind's ability to think, remember, and calculate. We call someone intelligent if they can solve complex math problems, speak eloquently, or memorize a mountain of facts. But if that was the whole truth, why do so many of us feel lost, even with all that knowledge? Why do anxiety, overthinking, and confusion seem to grow the more we use our minds? The answer is simple, yet profound. The mind is a tool, it's not the master. And it is certainly not your true intelligence. Let's define the mind for a second. Think of it like a supercomputer. Its job is to store information, create thoughts, imagine scenarios, plan for the future, and analyze everything. It operates entirely from memory from the past. And here's the problem. It never, ever stops. It just talks and talks and talks all day long. It brings in fear about what might happen, doubt about your abilities, and stress about a to-do list that never ends. It forces you to plan for a future that doesn't exist yet, and it judges you based on a past that's already gone. But real intelligence? It doesn't live in the noisy, chaotic attic of the mind. It lives in the quiet, spacious room of the present moment. It lives in awareness, in clarity. The mind is noisy, intelligence is silent. The mind reacts based on past programming, intelligence responds with fresh insight. The mind is conditioned by everything you've ever learned. Intelligence is conscious and free. The mind works from a place of fear. Intelligence flows from a place of pure awareness. You don't need a loud, frantic mind to make a wise decision. In fact, it's the exact opposite. When the mind finally quiets down, your true intelligence begins to speak. Think of a time you acted from your gut. You just knew something was the right or wrong thing to do, without any logical explanation. That deep, unshakable knowing, that wasn't your mind. That was your intelligence. We so often confuse education with intelligence, but they are worlds apart. Schools are brilliant at training the mind. They fill it with information, but they don't give us transformation. A person can ace every single exam and still be emotionally unstable, anxious, and deeply unhappy. Meanwhile, another person might struggle in a traditional classroom, but carry a deep, intuitive wisdom about life, people, and themselves. Albert Einstein famously said, "The intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant." We have created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift. We've spent our lives polishing the tool, the servant, while the real treasure, the gift, lies dormant within us. Real intelligence isn't taught in a classroom. It's uncovered within yourself. Let's look at the signs. How can you tell whether you're operating from your mind or from your intelligence? If you're overthinking constantly, stuck in a loop of what-ifs, that's your mind. If you find yourself desperately chasing approval or paralyzed by the fear of judgment, that's your mind. If you keep replaying past mistakes, beating yourself up for things you can't change, you guessed it, that's your mind at work, but ... If you can act with a sense of calm clarity, even when chaos is erupting around you, that's intelligence. If you find yourself listening more than you speak, truly hearing others without immediately planning your reply, that's intelligence. If you feel a sense of connection, stillness, and presence, that's not your mind. That's you being truly intelligent. So the big question is, how do we get out of our heads and connect with this real intelligence? It's simpler than you think. First, you must silence the mind. This doesn't mean you have to stop thinking forever. It just means creating moments of quiet. You can do this through meditation, taking a peaceful walk in nature, or even just sitting in silence for a few minutes, simply being aware of your breath. Second, observe your thoughts. Don't fight them. Don't judge them. Just watch them like clouds passing in the sky. When you realize you are the watcher of the thoughts, not the thoughts themselves, you take your power back. Third, feel more and think less. True intelligence often speaks through the body, through your emotions, your energy, that gut feeling. Pay attention to what your body is telling you. Fourth, be present. Real intelligence only exists right here, right now. It's not found in memories of the past or anxieties about the future. Bring your full attention to this very moment. And finally, trust your inner knowing. That quiet voice, that gut feeling, that intuition that is your direct connection to your deepest intelligence. Learn to listen to it and honor it. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind your thoughts. The mind is your most valuable tool, but it is not your identity. The more you stop identifying with the constant noise in your head, the more your natural, effortless intelligence will begin to shine through and guide you. So the next time your mind starts screaming with worries, doubts, and criticisms, just pause. Take a deep breath and listen. Not to the mind, but to the silence behind it. Because in that silence, you'll find everything you're looking for. That silence is intelligence. If this message resonated with you, please share it with someone who might feel lost in their own thoughts. And remember to subscribe for more content that helps you connect with your true self. Thank you for watching.